In this video I'm going to go over the charging system and the batteries just a little bit. So we'll go into the front mudroom here, and the batteries are located in this cabinet here in the mudroom. So you just unlock it right here. You can lift this up. It hooks on right there so it stays open. Basically you've got 12 L16 batteries. They're fairly new, but every couple months, especially in the summer, you should check the water level and make sure they're all topped off. I just checked them this morning, and oddly, the two rows on the left side here were actually all full. The ones back against the wall were all down quite a bit. I'm not sure why that is. Maybe just because I don't know if it's a little warmer near the wall, or maybe it's cooler. Hard to say. But anyway. It's very simple. You really just have to reach down in here and just unscrew the caps, and you can just add water till it fills up to the top there. You can use this funnel right here to add water and fill them up. There's also a little, I guess this is like a pH tester or specific gravity tester for the batteries. I'm not sure how accurate that is. So basically, that's really it for the batteries. If you see some green battery acid growth on any of the posts up in the cabinet here, I have this battery cleaner and acid detector. All you have to do is spray it on there, and it pretty much neutralizes the acid. And I just did that. That's what all that red leftover residue is that you see there. So that's pretty much it for the batteries. Now on the wall here, this is the system monitor. This is really what shows you what's going on with the battery condition. This is not working right now. That was an auto, or actually a key to turn on the old generator. This switch here is for the water pump. The water pump, it's actually the well pump, and that fills up a reservoir in the crawl space, and I think it holds about 15 or 20 gallons. And so there's also a switch on that reservoir. When it gets low, it sends a signal to the well pump to turn on. So I would suggest when you leave the house to kick that off, just in case if something were to happen and either you had a water leak or the well pump just kicked on and for some reason kept running, just as a precaution. It's not really necessary, but I'd recommend that. So that's well pump is on. Now right here, system monitor. I leave it off just so it doesn't use the battery. If the display starts to go dim, you can pull out these 3 screws, and there's 2 AA batteries in there. So basically right now, this switch is set to battery voltage, and you've got 24.5 volts. There was a sheet around here that showed how battery voltage corresponds to the state of charge. I can't find it at the moment, but basically anywhere in the mid 25s, around 25, 25.8 or so is 100% charged. You get down in the 24.5 range, you're still probably at 70 to 80% charged. Keep in mind though that for that to be accurate, you've got to have no input and no output, which means you pretty much have to have the inverter turned off. Right now it's going to read artificially high because there's more input than there is load. So if you switch this to load amperage, that shows how much power the house is drawing from the batteries right now. It's drawing looks like 3.5 to 4.0 amps, and it says in millivolts, but it's basically amps. That's a pretty low draw. It's, as you start to flip on lights, I'll show you how that'll change. I'm going to come over here right now and flip on one light switch. It goes up to 5.0 to 5.2. Switch on another light switch. Now we're up to around 7. So each light that you turn on is pretty much drawing about 1 amp of power. Turn those back off. And now if you go to input amperage down here, that shows you how much power is being input to the system from the solar panels or the generator. So right now, it's kind of cloudy today. The solar panels are turned towards the sun, and they're pulling in about just about under 10 amps. So this is good. You're taking in 10 amps of power, and with the lights off, you're only spending 3.6 to 4.0. So you're actually gaining a little bit of excess power, and you're charging the batteries. Input voltage, I don't even know how that works, to be honest. And wind amperage at the bottom. You would push that down for wind amperage. Currently the wind turbine is not working, and I keep that turned off, so you won't even need to worry about that. So usually you're going to be looking at battery voltage. If you start to see that get down into the 23s, especially the low 23s, you're getting down into the probably 15, 20, 25% of battery capacity. When it gets down into the 22 range, you're getting pretty low on your battery charge, and you need to either make sure the solar panels are facing the sun or turn on the generator, one or the other. You really don't want to ever let the batteries get down in that 10 to 20% range. It does damage to the batteries, and it just think of it as like a gas tank on a car. You know, you don't want to be spending all the time driving around with an eighth of a tank. You know, you actually want to fill it up and then run it down, and maybe keep even topping it off. But don't let it, you know, consistently stay down in that 10 to 20% charge range. I guess that's it inside. I'll turn this off and start a new video, and I'll go outside and talk about the inverter and the generator.